In this video, we're going to see how we can develop a spiral stair in Blender. So creating the step and then distributing it on the z-axis and rotating it around an axis, which is going to be the z-axis. So first of all, we can create a pole. So I'm going to go to Add, Mesh, and create the cylinder. And let's shape it. So down here, I'm going to expand this panel and I will start to define the height. So the height will be 3 meters, which usually is the default height for a floor. And the radius is going to be 0.15, meaning that it's going to be like 30 centimeters diameter, but you can also customize that. You can change it. The number of vertices is fine. The more you put and the more it's going to be like curvy. Okay, so we have the first component of our spiral stair. Now we need to work on the steps. How can we create the step? Now, this is some suggestion that I give, but you can find your own way as well. But first of all, we can go again here in the dimensions and change the dimensions. So we are in meters. You can change the units. We dedicated another video about the units, but I'm going to keep the meters. So it's going to be for the z-axis, which is going to be the height of the step, I'm going to put 0.18. And then I'm going to put the dimension like 1 for the width of the step. And then I'm going to put 0.3 or 0.28 for the depth. And let's move this aside. And we can see now we're already snapping. So we have a series of snaps activated here, which usually are, kind of basic. And I'm using the mid edge snap there to put it in that position. And then we want to move up the pole. So we have different ways we can do this, but since we want to keep the origin right there, we're going to move the faces. So I'm going to go from object mode to edit mode and use the face selection up here. And if you're having problems with this really simple stuff, you can check the Blender video course and other Blender video guides in the channel. So I'm going to select the bottom face, and if I expand with the N key, the sidebar here, now in the transform, we can see where this is positioned. You can see it's minus 1.5 meters. So let's put this to 0. So it's going to be exactly on the floor. And for the top part, again, we're going to put 3 meters or 3.3, which usually is the height of the floor plus the slab of the roof or the ceiling. So 3.3 is a really common measure. Okay, now let's get out. So I'm going to go to object mode. And now let's work with this other one right here. So we define the height to be 0.18, but again, let's fix this. So we want this to be starting from the floor again. So edit mode, we select the face on the bottom, and let's put also this to 0. Okay, and now let's go here to object mode again. And what we're going to do is go to object, apply, all transforms. So this will basically fix the location, the rotation, the scale. So if I do this, you can see also the origin goes directly there in the middle, which is really good because we need to rotate those steps around that axis, which is the central axis also of the pole. So that's perfect. And so if we want to check the measures again, you can see now the height is 9 centimeters, so it's not too high. So what I would do is just make it a little bit higher. So go back to edit mode, again, select that Z value, and let's put back this to be 18. So like this. And this is kind of the big block that we can model it later. We're going to model it later, but one thing we could do already is, again, in edit mode, we could push this up. Well, now it snaps. So let's deactivate the snap, and we can create like only the top part of the step without leaving the whole block. And also another thing we could do is take the face there in the middle, and we could scale it a little bit. So we can go to scale and just scale it so that it connects better with the pole. Okay, but this is then your design. You can do this however you want. So for example, and then this will be duplicated many times. So for example, I could here extrude with the extrusion and create kind of an additional part right here, and maybe this part could go also down, or maybe I can create another part right here that could go up like this. So this is really up to you. There is no limit to your design. I also create a loop cut here. Then I'm going to use the slide to slide this on this side. Okay, and maybe I'll just like extrude this. Sorry, extrude a little bit. So again, it's up to you. I just created this, but could be any type of shape. So first of all, you start with the block and then you define a more precise shape. Okay, once you're finished with that, we need to create the copies and do the array. So we have a couple of ways we can do this. So let's go in the modifiers here on the right side and add, and let's search for the array. Now we have two types of array. One is legacy and one is the new one. So we're going to go with the new one. And this is Blender 5, so we're going to use the new one. And so first of all, we define the count. Now the count goes in a direction and also is using an offset. So if I say, for example, here the offset 1 and on the y and on the z, you see we can create, well, let's go like the other way. So we can create like a more classic type of stair. The only thing is that it's a little smaller on the other side because we decrease the depth on that other side. But you can create a pretty easy, straight stair. And you can see that from the bottom floor to the next floor, we probably need around 17 or 18 or 19 steps. So we can keep that number. It will be useful. Now, instead of using the offset on those direction, we're going to use the offset on the z. So the offset on the z will be 1. And you can do different ways. You can use the relative. You can use the offset like this. So we're going to use, again, the z. So in this case, you define like the measure of each step, which was 18 centimeters or 0.18 meters. Or you can do endpoints. So you can define the endpoint directly, which is going to be around, well, we did 330, so it's going to be done with an extra, you can see. But anyway, you can do this however you want. So let's say we're going to use the relative. It's going to use the 1. And then we're going to use the rotation. So if you rotate this, you can see since the pivot it's in the middle there, it's going to rotate around the pole. And this is the quickest way you can do this using, you can see here the Z. And there it is. So just define the correct amount of rotation. Make sure you don't leave gaps between one and the other. If you do, you can always fix it by going back into the edit mode. And you need to go to the first one, which was this right here. Select the edges and adjust the point right there, so that it, with the move tool, that it connects with this other one so it doesn't leave gaps. Okay, so, or you can do it also in 3D because we actually have an extra part right there. So the shape, it depends on you. It doesn't really matter. The important thing is you understand how you can rotate this around the Z. Now the other option would be to use the transform, and here instead of using inputs, we use the object, and the object we're going to use is going to be the pole. And you can see nothing is happening here. We have the count, but we don't see anything. So what you need to do is go to the object by selecting the pole. You go to the object parameters here and just use again the rotation on the Z. Okay, and also the location. So it goes a little bit higher, and that's the other option. So you can pick between the two. And this is gonna be all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe to the channel to stay updated. If you wanna support us and thank us, you can join the channel as a supporter and check our other video courses and video guides. So thanks for watching. See you in the next.